After delaying the release of Beta 4 of iOS 26.2 for about 2 weeks, Apple just moved ahead and released the RC version of iOS 26.2 instead of releasing a fourth beta. Now, this is the first time in I believe 4 or 5 years that they have released an RC version of a point 2 update on 3 betas and not 4, which of course is not anything to complain about. We want to get that update released to the public as soon as possible because it's an amazing update and it has a ton of cool new features. And in this video, we're going to talk about this update, the latest release, but also a few very important things that I believe every iPhone user must know with the release of the RC version of iOS 26.2. But before we get into all that, I just want to ask you guys for a quick favor. Most of you guys that watch my videos are currently not subscribed to the channel, so if you want to be updated with the latest iOS 26.2 news, make sure to hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel a lot. Now we're starting things off here with a few details regarding this update. As you can see right here, this is the release page for iOS 26.2 release candidate, and as you can see, the size of the update is around 8 gigabytes. Now this is the iPhone 15 Pro Max right here, and this size should be somewhere about this. On different devices, it will be maybe smaller or bigger, but it should be somewhere around 8 gigabytes, updating from the third beta to the RC, because once you update from a beta to the RC, it will completely reinstall the OS on your device. That's why the size of the update is actually quite big, but updating from iOS 26.1 to 26.2, it should be a bit smaller. Now, of course, with the new release, we also have a new build number, and this is the new build number for iOS 26.2 RC 23C52, and I also believe that this will most likely be the build number for the final release of iOS 26.2 to the public, which should be really soon. But we're going to talk about the release date in a minute here. First of all, let's talk about the changes you will find on this update. Well, there's actually not a lot on this update. There are a few fixes here and there. First of all, the overlap on the control center is actually fixed now, which is really awesome, and the animations on the control center actually look kind of smoother to me. It looks like they have tweaked something right there, but it looks really awesome. Again, the animations is a big part of iOS 26.2. And also, you will have a few fixes here and there, like a bug with blank icons on the home screen has been fixed. The motion problem with a few devices, it looks like has been fixed. Again, it has been reported by some users. I didn't have that problem with my devices, but it looks like that has been fixed as well. So overall, mainly bug fixes and improvements with the RC version of iOS 26.2. But of course, this is a big update with a lot of other new features that came before the RC, like the liquid glass on the lock screen, the all new animations. Again, really awesome animations that we saw at WWDC 2025. They're really cool. As you can see them right here, Apple just nailed this. It's actually pretty awesome. We have new features for reminders, the ability to set alarms for your reminders, great features for the podcast, the ability to find links from the podcast, also tags and things that like automatic chapters and all that. On the game app, we have now filters. You can filter games and sort them based on different categories, controllers and all that. We have a pretty cool new airdrop feature that allows you to connect to someone for 30 days via code. So overall, it is an amazing update, even though the RC doesn't actually bring a lot of new features and changes. But one of the best things about this update is the battery life. So let's just go ahead and go to the battery section right here. So this right here is the usage that I have been getting with my device on iOS 26.2 beta 3. Actually, of course, we have just like a half a day here on the RC, and we have to wait a few more days to see how it will perform. But as you can see right here, we're getting about 7 to 8 hours on daily basis. You can see right here, 90%, 6 hours, 2 minutes. almost here 9 hours with 138%, almost 10 hours with 138, and right here you can see 119, 13 hours on screen. It's actually quite good. In my opinion, you should see an improvement here on battery life compared to iOS 26.1. Not just a small improvement, I think it's something that you will actually notice. So on numbers, I can say maybe around to 5 to 7% better battery life should be what you will get with iOS 26.2. But again, still we have to wait and see how the RC version will perform, because it has been like 2 weeks since the third beta, and we will have to see if they have improved a lot of things here. But again, the battery life is actually quite good. And of course, the performance as well is very important, and it doesn't disappoint. Even using it on daily basis, it is very fast and very smooth. The new animations are really smooth and they look really awesome. But also in numbers right here, you can see this is the score that I just got with the RC version of iOS 26.2. Most likely this will be better in a couple of days, but as you can see, even like this, it is actually great. 2,997 right there on the single core score, while we have a multi-core score of 7,691. And again, iOS 26 has actually been performing really good, especially in numbers here, but also on the daily use, it is actually quite good. So what are the important things that you need to know regarding iOS 26.2, the RC version? We know everything now. We know, of course, how it works, the battery life, the new features, and all that. But what's really important is updating. And I will show you guys a few things that I believe you must know right here. So when you go to the software update page here on iOS 26.2, if you have installed any of the betas, what I suggest you do right now is make sure you go ahead and update to the RC version. Now, a lot of people tend to turn this off and just wait for the public release and not install the RC, because once you install the RC, you don't get the public version, but it's exactly the same update, so you don't need to wait. Go ahead and just update to the RC. Now, the most important thing that you should do right here once you're updated is turn off the beta updates. Now, most likely Apple will release a first beta of iOS 26.3, and that should happen after the release of iOS 26.2 to the public. So why I say turn off the beta updates right here is that once you install that update, you will have it on your device for maybe at least 3 weeks. Because once Apple releases that, they will go on holiday, and of course it will be like most likely the middle of January when we get the second beta of iOS 26.3, and you don't want to be stuck with the first beta on your device for more than 3 weeks. Maybe it has a few problems and you can actually get the way worse battery life than 26.2 and all that stuff. All kinds of problems can happen even though they shouldn't. But again, I suggest that you update to the RC version and then go ahead and just turn off the beta updates and don't update to a beta until January. Now, as far as the release date goes, I'm expecting Apple to release iOS 26.2 to the public this Monday. Usually that's what they have been doing, releasing updates on a Monday. It might even happen on Tuesday or Wednesday, but in my opinion, the 8th of December will be the day that we get this update released to the public. Again, it's an amazing update with a lot of new features and improvements and a really good battery life. So that is it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button, and of course don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you guys on the next one.